Well, hello and welcome to the first FC Cymru of 2019, and we are starting with a cracker. It's the Nathaniel MG Cup Final, Cumbrian and Clydach Vale versus Cardiff Met, although I suspect that one of us may be less objective and biased than she perhaps normally is.
Up Met, just up Met, just up the Met, up Met, up Met.
More on the Cup Final later on in the programme. Plenty of other stuff as well, including women's international football as Jane Ludlow takes her team to Italy for a friendly, and we see it through the eyes of women's Wales away. That should be fantastic.
Up the Met. Just up the Met. Up the Met! Come on! Come on.
Cup of tea and sedative, I think, is necessary. So in the meantime, why don't we go and do some grassroots football, some proper community stuff. There's a guy up in North Wales who's been knocking around that game for years. He recently won an award at the McDonald's Community Trust Football Awards, and he is, well, just the epitome of everything we love about grassroots football. Everybody that knows him up in the Flintshire, Denbighshire way simply calls him Mr. Nick.
Flintshire Deeside Primary School is a family. In those years, we've only ever had 4 managers, and it's just been passed on. And the managers that have taken over were assistant managers before that and coaches before that. I have been committed to schools football and youth football for about 38 years.
But what drives you? What drives you over 38 years on cold, wet nights to just get out there with the boots on and keep on coaching?
I love the game.
Yeah.
I love the game, but what I love more than anything now is the fact that I can influence and try and encourage the youth of today to be the footballers of tomorrow. When we play games, we say to the boys, the first thing is you've got to enjoy the game. You've got to play with a smile on your face, and you've got to play with no fear. Don't worry if you make a mistake. We won't shout at you for that. What we want to do is encourage you to go on, learn from the mistakes and be a better player. But the main thing is enjoy yourself and play with a smile on your face.
People like him are the lifeblood of our sport, aren't they?
Too right, and you know, we talk about people's commitment to associations, and Dave is a one-off. You know, you think of people's commitment these days, maybe you get 4, 5, 6 years out of people, but to get 30 plus, nearly 40 plus years with the same association, it's unprecedented in today's footballing societies, really.
More than just football, which seems to be the case now. Any academy you go to is all about the football and how good the boys are. From him, it was more about the life lessons he gave you, the teaching of things that would lead you on to whatever career you went into, you'd be a good person. That was my first and foremost memory about him.
Flintshire, it's been a home of so many great Welsh players. You know, it really does breed some of the top Welsh internationals, and a few that have gone to England as well. But
Yeah.
who have you had come through here?
Well, before my time, there was people like Ian Ross, Kevin Ratcliffe, Barry Horn, Tony Norman, the goalkeeper. Since then, we've got people who've come through like Michael Owen. There's many boys that have come through and going on. There's other boys who are plumbers and plasterers and builders. I still see them, and they don't call me Mr. Nicholas, they call me Mr. Nick. And I can be walking down the street, and all of a sudden I get shouted out, "Hello, Mr. Nick," and that makes me feel 10 foot tall.
This was my Flintshire shirt from 1992-93 season. And again, we'd heard all about these wondrous players who'd worn these before us, so putting this on was the equivalent of wearing a Barcelona or a Real Madrid shirt today.
What are their messages to you guys as players?
Say believe in yourself, say we're all good players. We deserve to play for Flintshire because they believe in us,
Yeah.
and they like us as well.
You're going to play for Wales when you're older?
Hopefully.
Yeah, what position do you play?
I'm in centre midfield.
So what do they tell you about centre midfield, the coaches here?
Try and switch the ball from side to side. Get on the ball off goal kicks and just get on the ball really.
I think the key thing is the drive behind the teachers and the volunteers like Mr Nick and like the school masters we've had in the past, and it continues through Flintshire schools now. They're driven to provide these children with opportunities as we were given as well, and I think that is the real reason. The opportunities they get, the tournaments they go and play in, it's fantastic. I know I speak for everyone who's played under him that, you know, there won't be another one. There won't be somebody who gives up as much time as he's given to in the past 38 years with as much passion and as much care as he's done. It's simply a one-off, but I hope to see him back here in 10, 15, 20 years. I'm sure I will.
Look, you're going to have to control it. You're going to have to. No, you're going to have to, because we are professional, objective, and completely unbiased.
That's not me tonight. That was part of the deal. Part of the deal was I am an archer this evening.
Right, fine. Well, you better introduce the next item then before you up the Met it all again.
So, next up, we're going to be following Wales away through the eye of a fan. Hayley from FAWales has been taking us to Italy to see how Wales women get on after the disappointment of not making it to the World Cup. Let's see how they bounce back.
I've never been so happy. All over here in Italy, it's finished. Italy 2, Wales 0.
Minutes ago, come on.
You joined us at half-time in the final of the Nathaniel MG Cup, and as you may have guessed, Cardiff Met are 1-0 up. It's a good goal as well, isn't it?
Beautiful. That interception from Chris Baker, doing what he does so well off the ball, threading through to Adam Roscoe. Beautiful finish. Come on, Met.
Let's see if Cumbrian and Glenelg Vale can reply in the second half. But in the meantime, though, Abby, when she's calmed down a little bit, is going to go and watch the girls under-17s side for Wales.
I am. But first, 45 minutes here, but I am looking forward to seeing how the under-17s do and seeing whether any of them are ready to challenge for a place in Jane Ludlow's side.
Let's find out.
(8 AM), a time most students, including myself, still refer to as bedtime. But here at Ystrad Mynach, the Wales Academy girls are already in training. We've come here today to catch up with the girls and find out a bit more about the sacrifices they make in order to make it as a professional footballer. You travel from Ammanford every day. Yeah. What does a day look like for you in terms of leaving the house and then straight through to your lessons as well?
So it can depend on the day. If it's a day like this at 8 o'clock, my dad will bring me up. We leave the house at 6:30 in the morning. So we come all the way up here. It takes about an hour to get here driving, and then he'll drive all the way back for work in Swansea. And then if I have lessons, it depends on what time, but I normally take the train, which can take me around 2 hours, especially if travelling to the train station. It took me a while to settle, especially with like all the travelling and having to leave like a lot of my friends from back home. But I've started to settle a lot more now with the girls, so it's been fun. It has been really fun.
You're from Neath. You're living with a host family, I believe. Could you tell us a little bit about that experience and who you share the house with?
It's a great experience, and obviously you get some independence whilst doing it. I live with 3 other girls, so Josie, Dee and Caitlin, and it's independence. You have to arrange things yourself, get up without your parents waking you up, and it's something that I'll cherish forever.
What have you learnt about yourself playing in this setup?
To have confidence in myself when playing, because we work on individual things, so when I can do it in a game, it shows that practice helps.
I wasn't very technically good on the ball, and I've improved so much just from the help of coaches and the support and the confidence your teammates give you. It's been really good.
Normally, like, I join a new team, I'm like on my own a lot because, I don't know, it's just new people. I'm not the best at like bringing up conversations, and I'm scared that I'm going to be judged and stuff like that. But I don't know, all these girls here, like, they all really like care for you, and I think my confidence has developed a lot, especially being with such a good bunch of girls who like don't really care about anything, you do anything wrong. So my confidence has developed a lot.
What would your ideal role be if, you know, away from football?
I want to go on to do something in sports, so I wouldn't mind going to Cardiff Met to do a sports science and then maybe go on to personal training.
Jess Fishlock made her 100th cap on this pitch. How much do you look at players like that for inspiration?
I look at it very much. Like, I look up to all the senior players because they all doing so well, and I'd like to be like them. I'd like to become a WSL player and become professional, so I get paid to do the sport and hopefully just do that.
It's just really inspiring. It makes me think, like, look how like far women's football's growing, and I want to be a part of that someday, and it's incredible how much it's actually growing. Yeah.
Very delighted, very pleased. Today probably wasn't about performance, it's about a result. I don't normally say that within football, but we had to dig in, fairness to Camp Ryan, and made us really, really work hard. And as you saw the dying seconds, it takes that last minute goal for us to score.
Yeah, disappointment, but extremely proud of the players and what we've achieved. I think to come as far as we have was an achievement anyway, and on another night we've taken our chances, we might have gone a step further.
Well, I went to bed at 12 o'clock this afternoon for 2 hours sleep because I was so nervous, and I think a few of the players were aware of that nervousness as well. But we said make sure we're mentally right this week, and I just asked us to make sure that we paid the utmost respect to Cam Bryan by treating them as if we were playing TNS or Connors Key, and that's exactly what we did. Whilst it wasn't our most fluid performance today, it was about the result, and we got across the line. That's all that matters.
We've lifted the profile massively, and that's important for a small club like ourselves, and hopefully we can kick on from here and continue to grow and develop.
I can't keep saying, I won't stop saying it, the sportsmanship shown by their team, particularly their manager right at the end of the game, was phenomenal. I've not seen that in sports over the years I've been involved, and they've been an absolute credit to the community of the Rhondda. And hopefully for me now, I've got a new club to support. I want them to go on and win that Division 1, and I really do hope they do that this year.
And there we are, Nathaniel MG Cup Final done. Congratulations to Cardiff Met, 2-0 winners over Cam Bryan and Clydach BGC. Commiserations to Cam Bryan, but a fantastic cup run for those guys, and somebody's very happy.
I'm actually speechless. For the first time in my life, I've got nothing to say. I cannot sum it up the way I am feeling right now.
Hey guys!
Where have you been?
Boy, what have I missed?
Right, okay, so basically, you've just missed Cardiff Met creating history. Oh, okay. We've just won the Nathaniel MG Cup for the first time in our history. So it started off, right, it was quite an even game. I'll give credit to Cambrian because I have never, in all the Welsh Premier League games that I have watched, I've never seen someone keep Dylan Rees as quiet as they did in the first half. They had 1 or 2 on him constantly, you know, they pressed really well, they were playing admirably well. Then, oh, am I...
No, it's fine, it's fine.
So then, Chris Baker, for our opening goal, Chris Baker intercepts like he does so frequently. His off-the-ball movement is just fantastic. Guess it's just me then. Take me home, Kincoid Road, to the place I belong. Kincoid campus, watch the archers. Take me home, Kincoid Road.